Today's Tuesday, March 17, and I'd like to give everybody an update of what's going on with all this non-domicile CDL situation. Welcome to all the new followers. It's amazing to me how a lot of you guys didn't even know you were being affected until yesterday. The amount of messages that I got, man, my phone was blowing up. And the amount of misinformation is insane. So I was like, you know what, let's give an update. No, there's no update as far as the courts. We're still waiting on that. But I'd like to explain to you what's going on. There's a difference between a rule and a law. Right now, there's a rule that's been in place by FMCSA that went into effect yesterday. The rules are created by agencies. Laws get voted on and passed in Congress and Senate. A rule needs a law to get like full enforcement. Like, yes, the rule went into effect yesterday, but they need a law. Let's get down to the facts. Yes, the rule did go into effect yesterday, March 16th, which pretty much people like me with DACA and a whole bunch of other people cannot get CDLs renewed, right? But we still have a case in the courts, right? We still have a case in the courts, and we have a motion for it to put on hold. Now, you would say, well, why would anybody put it on hold? Why we want to give people to CDLs? Because, like I've been arguing, this rule that we're fighting has nothing to do with the English. This rule that we're fighting has nothing to do with pretty much us not being here legally, because that's what they're claiming. They're claiming we don't speak English, and they're claiming we're here illegally, which has nothing to do with this rule. That's more of an EOP and the DMV not doing their job. So that's the reason we're fighting this lawsuit, because it's a federal thing, because it's bullshit. We meet all this, everything they're saying we don't have, we have. But let's go down to what does it mean today? Today's the 17th, and does not mean, there's a lot of misinformation saying that everybody lost their CDLs, like instantly. No, it's a process. It's going to get phased out, assuming nothing changes, right? We still have hope in the courts, but assuming nothing changes, everybody's going to be able to still drive if you haven't been downgraded. If you haven't been downgraded, if you haven't been canceled, you're still good. Does not mean that you're not going to be downgraded. It's every state is different. Every state is different. For you go to this website here, and that's where FMCSA website, and then you could ask, there's a bunch of questions there. They're a little confusing, but that's officially from the FMCSA. Instead of going and reading articles, go to FMCSA website and you'll get more information there. Like this one from DACA. Like if you're in DACA, in the program of DACA, and the states are trying to take away your CDL, like right there it says they shouldn't do it. You know, have in mind things are changing left and right. If you guys have questions, go ahead and comment in the video. I've gotten to the point where I make a video and people commenting, and it becomes a community. But yeah, there's a lot of misinformation out there, and it's just insane that people are saying that we're all losing our CDLs. One thing that I do want to clarify is the court is not over. It is not over, because have in mind, the first time that we got this rule paused, the rule was already in effect. It was in September 29 when the rule went into effect, and it got paused like in November, the beginning of November. So the fact that we haven't got a decision yet does not mean it's over. To me, it's like no news is good news, right? The fact that they haven't told us anything, it's because we have good arguments. Because if this was a bad situation or a weak lawsuit, they would have just decided, yeah, we're gonna throw it out. You guys make no sense. You can't do it. Every time that a case takes long, it's because we have good arguments. And what are the arguments? The arguments is, what are they saying? They're saying they can't vet us. Bullshit. They got my grades from elementary school. They say that the accidents, obviously, I am not justifying any of those accidents, right? But 17 accidents among thousands of accidents does not justify them taking our license. Now, yes, is there problems with the English? Is there problems with the, how many people get qualified? Is there a problem? A bunch of shit went on. We all know that. But don't come after us for the system issues. When I say that is, enforce your current rules, enforce your current rules like EOP, and look into these schools that are giving out these licenses instead of just taking us all out. That's what I'm fighting for. But yeah, guys, I mean, I'll keep making more videos. I don't want to make them too long anymore, because I don't know. I feel like I'll start making videos shorter and to a topic, because at the end of the day, guys, this is a big topic. There's a lot of stuff that people are not talking about. People are just saying the rates are going to go up. Have in mind, people are losing their CDLs that have nothing to do with the spot market. People are losing their CDLs that are taking your kids to school. People are losing their CDLs that are picking up your trash. That are taking your people to work, have nothing to do with the spot market. So yeah, there's a lot of misinformation out there. No, it's not true that 200,000 non-domiciles just lost their CDLs. Some states are going to let you expire. Some states are going to revoke them. I still don't know details as to what state's doing what. But I guess time will tell. And again, as soon as I know about the courts, I'll keep you guys posted. We're still in this fight. The one thing that I do think is positive about this is that we're getting more. A lot of people that didn't know what was going on because yesterday was the day. Dude, the news has been booming. The news. I got reached out by so many news members. I got reached out by CBS. I got reached out by CNN. They all want to do interviews. And here's the time I need you guys to help out. I need you guys to go and start spreading the word. Use the momentum. Because it's crazy to me that, man, I got a bunch of new followers that didn't know they were in jeopardy. How many people are out there don't know what's going on? Unless you're in the trucking world or you're affected, that's the people that have been involved in the situation. But the rest of the country doesn't know, because the message that I got, dude, I got a message like this. They're saying, you speak good English. What's the problem? Why are they taking your CDL? Because when they go in the news, they go and say, we're taking away these license from these foreigners that just came into the country that speak no English and are a danger to the road. That is what they say all the time. Unqualified, unvetted, dangerous, non-English speaker drivers. That's what they say. So when an everyday person sees that in the news, man, that's a great idea. Why are we giving CDLs to these people? And then they find out they take license for people like me that are what? But you speak good English. Yeah, bro, they're taking us all out. And the thing is that it's not because I can't speak English. It's not because I'm unqualified. It's because simply I'm not a citizen, and it's only a matter of time. And it is what it is, guys. But I'll keep you guys posted. I know that it's tough. I'm sorry for the people that have lost their jobs, but have in mind that there's still hope. There's still hope, and I know at this point that's all I can tell you as far as like stay patient, stay hopeful. I know bills are due, so in the meantime, if you want to get a little job or something, hey man, do what you gotta do. Talk to your employer. I've heard of people talking to their employers and they get downgraded to another position temporarily. Man, do what you gotta do, man. But I'll keep you guys posted. You guys have a great day. And to the haters, because I know you guys are watching, man.